Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. I hope that all is well. If you are new here, I am LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. And if you are returning, welcome back, soul family. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know the holidays are close, quickly approaching. They have definitely. But I wish you all the best of holiday season, even though I know it can be difficult at times. Wishing you all the very best. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Only the energies of our guides are allowed, only the truth and nothing but the truth. Not what we want to hear, but what we need to hear the most in this moment. I heard, tell them that they are loved. And then I saw 123. I don't know if somebody has been, I'm feeling like an ancestor or a past loved one potentially, but this could also be like a god or goddess energy for some people. This is the energy of a protector and someone who really loves you. Now we have a card that was left behind. Interesting, because remember how I mentioned 123? The card left behind was the Fool. So 123 to me is an energy of the Fool. And what I mean by that is like the beginning stages, the first steps. So the Fool is saying not to be afraid to take those steps that you feel you need to take. Kind of backtracking again. I just saw 222. I feel like whoever this guide is, whether they are an ancestor or somebody else, they really love you and they want you to know that you have permission to take the steps, to take the leap of faith that it is that you have been holding back on, because I feel for some of you, it may be out of a fear of disapproval from your guides or your ancestors or something. For others of you, I feel like it's just attached to this state of, I heard, I need their blessing, I need their guidance. So I feel like somebody who was perhaps really close to a family member, I'm feeling like a grandparent, perhaps like a grandmother or a grandfather. I feel like this is somebody who is like really trying to move forward in their life, but that they want the guidance of their grandparent, but they have perhaps passed from the physical, from this physical incarnation. So what I feel that this loved one is saying, or your spirit guide is saying, is take the leap of faith. And it's beautiful that this dragon has a white rose in its mouth, because white roses, or color white, there's also a white tiger, can symbolize purity. Do what is pure in your heart and in your intuition. Whatever it is that you're feeling guided to do, there's a reason why you feel guided to do it. And you are being guided by your guides, by your ancestors. I feel like if this is really something that you feel deep within your soul that you want to do, this is saying take the plunge and do it. What are you waiting for? You already have the approval that you're seeking. But in the end, if it's true to your heart, your body, your mind, your soul, then you don't need anybody else's approval. But if it's pure and good intended, then know that you have backup. You have those that love you and support you, even if it's difficult to find that and feel that in this present moment, in this physical space. Okay. I feel like some of you, this is the Seven of Swords, I feel like some of you are afraid that something will be taken from you before you even begin. I feel like this is the type of energy of quitting before you start, out of fear that someone is better or has more to say or is more knowledgeable. Stop comparing yourself is the energy that I'm getting here. All right. Oh, right away. Okay. The Three of Wands fell out. And the Queen of Pentacles. So let's see. Do not be afraid to plan ahead or look ahead. You are feeling guided. You are being guided for a reason. There are some people around you that are trying to misguide you. And you will know if this is your situation because you will feel a dissonance within you. There will be this displeasing energy that you feel that something's missing, that something doesn't quite make sense. Even if you become successful in whatever it is that somebody else wants you to do, you will not feel satisfied. This needs to come from within you, deep within you. It is your soul's mission. Why do you hide from it? Why do you run from it? When you are in alignment with your soul's mission, with what you feel deep in your heart, with what brings you fire and passion in the purest of forms, you will have the success, the abundance, the health, the wealth that you seek. But when you do what others expect of you, not out of your heart, not because you feel it in your soul, but out of wanting to please this person or these people, you will not feel satisfied. You will always feel like something's missing and like you do not have enough. Even if it brings you so much abundance in the physical, it will not bring you abundance of the soul. Some of you may be afraid of what somebody around you is saying. And some of you are not paying attention to what is being said. So what I'm seeing here is that for some of you, there may be false information that is being spread. And I feel like if this is your situation, it's saying not to pay it any mind, but if it comes to you, bring the truth forward. When you need to speak, speak up. But for others of you, I feel like this is saying that when your guides are speaking to you, or when your soul, when yourself, when your higher self is speaking to you and trying to guide you, that you are distracted by someone or something else that is keeping your attention and your focus away from your purpose. I saw 10:01. I heard this is your calling. What are you waiting for? Eight of Cups in reverse. Some of you have been running away, walking away from what you feel deep within you because maybe you don't have the support that you desire. The physical support. That does not mean that you don't have the spiritual, energetic support from those that see what is best for you and what is meant for you. Some of you are too afraid to walk away from people, places, and things that divide your attention from your purpose, that drain your energy, that deplete. I heard deplete your soul, but I don't feel like in a literal sense. I just feel like this is saying like depleting you from following your soul's purpose, from what you really feel deep within you. Some of you are afraid to leave behind the old chapters of your life in order to enlighten yourself and come into this new chapter that is right in front of you. It is around you. It is near you. But some of you choose not to see it. I heard this is for somebody. I heard, this isn't gonna be for everybody. But I heard, you're mad and stubborn. There's a ripple effect here. Be careful of this downward spiral type of energy. Some of you may not realize that you are caught up in some kind of negative cycle. It's like the door that you are looking for is right here, and the cycle's like right here. And you're caught up in this cycle, but the door is so close. Just open the door and move away from that cycle, that old chapter, into this new chapter that Spirit's trying to bring you to. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Sun. This is beautiful. Some of you are afraid that you will lose everything. But the truth is you will gain everything. You will only lose what holds you back. You will only lose what is not meant for you. But that is a plus. That is a bonus. That is a blessing. To lose the anxiety, the fears, the doubts is a blessing. That you are reaching and you are moving towards your happiness, your true fulfillment. I heard dance in abundance. Move your body. So what I'm feeling from that is a need to shake things up. This is now making me think of a tower moment with these lightning bolts and this dragon spewing fire. What is not meant for you will leave you, but you need to release your grasp. You need to release your hold over this. Don't miss out on opportunities because you are stuck in cycles of the past. We have Page of Swords in reverse. Some of you refuse to see the truth. Some of you refuse to go within and face the truth that is within you. To face the truth of what is around you. But the truth is that it is required for you to face the truth in order to reach your transformation. In order to come into alignment with this truth. This is where the stubbornness is at play. Some of you learn the hard way in life, and your guides really wish that you would not have to. I heard, been there, done that, why go back? Been there, done that, why continue to put yourself through the same shit? And then I heard, it is because they're comfortable. It is because that is what they know. But the truth is that there is a lot more out there available to you. A lot more out there that you deserve. But you have to make the decision and see the difference. Some of you don't like being told what to do. Many of us don't. However, swallow your pride. Sometimes you gotta swallow your pride and realize when someone is giving you advice, of course, take it with a grain of salt. You can hear advice from many different people, and not everybody's advice will fit your situation. Some people only give advice based on their fears and their experiences, based on their limiting beliefs. However, when you feel an advice that penetrates through, and sometimes that means that it will be triggering, sometimes it will be painful, sometimes it will make us upset, that is when you know it's probably, maybe it's good advice. Good advice that you refuse to take because you'd rather learn the hard way. How do you feel? I feel like your guides are like, well, you've learned the hard way how many times? And you haven't learned? You haven't learned at all. Because you haven't learned the hard way, which was your way, that was your choice. You wanted to do things your way, and you still haven't learned. Learn the smart way is kind of the energy of what I'm getting. Sometimes we need to learn things at our own pace, at our own time, no matter who tells us. I get it. But sometimes there are things that people might warn us and that our intuition might warn us, and people still fucking do it. And then they're over here bitching and complaining and crying afterwards. Woe is me. Why does this always happen to me? Well, I fucking wonder why. That's the energy that I'm feeling. I'm feeling a disappointment and upset type of energy. But this pure love energy that penetrates through that, that's like, despite the disappointment, despite like, well, here we go again, your guides always love you. And they still love you. They still protect you. And they still want the best for you. And when tower moments happen to you, some of you refuse to see that it's what you needed. Some of you just focus on the tower moment and say, the world hates me, my guides hate me, God hates me, whatever. Stop complaining external forces and look in the fucking mirror, is the type of energy that I'm getting. And I know this will be very triggering to some people. If you're even still watching. You don't have to always learn the hard way. You don't. And if you're tired of feeling like shit because things always fall apart, then fucking learn. Then learn. You say you learned the hard way, but have you learned it all? Truly. Okay. I heard, okay, enough of that. Next. The Lovers in reverse. There's a lot of imbalanced energy here. The Lovers doesn't always have to be about somebody else. It could be about us. It could be about our own energy. And that's something that people don't always want to face because it's hard, it sucks, it hurts, it brings up pains and traumas, and nobody wants to deal with their own problems. But you want to elevate into this new chapter that you are ready for, but you're not. You're not ready for it because of the imbalance. But your soul is yearning for it. It's there. It's ready for you when you're ready. But when? And don't be over here like, oh, well, my guides, like, things in karma aren't happening in the time, and I did this and I did that. Did you? Have you? If things are not happening for you yet, that means that there's more to work on. And yes, it's tiring. And yes, it's a never-ending journey. That's life. But that doesn't mean I saw 2333, 333. That doesn't mean you can't manifest. But you can't give up. It's like, for example, let's say you've always... I see the devil underneath. I split and the 9 of Cups in reverse. Excuse me. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say? This energy distracted me. There's that distracted energy again. Damn, now I'm going to be wondering. Let's continue. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it won't. But what I'm seeing here with the devil energy and the 9 of Cups in reverse is that some of you are so chained and bound to people, places, things, situations. This could be addictions. It could be anything. And addictions can be anything. It doesn't have to be substance abuse, although it can be. There are many different forms of addictions. Shopping addictions, sexual addictions, addictions aplenty. Pretty much too much of anything can be a bad thing, right? And it can be harmful. And what I'm seeing here is that the Nine of Cups upright symbolizes somebody who has what they need. They're emotionally fulfilled within themselves, and they are more independent. And I'm seeing this codependent energy. You could be perhaps codependent on somebody or a substance or something else, but it has you chained and bound. This is not happiness. It's not. Maybe in the second that you get that hit or whatever it is that you might be feeling addicted to, or whatever the case is, maybe in the moment, sure, maybe you feel good, but you feel like shit. Your body feels like shit. Your soul feels like shit. And if you're watching this, you know it. Some of you are refusing to admit this addictive quality within yourself. This could be a person, a place, a thing. It could be anything. Sugar addiction, coffee addiction, whatever it is. If you find yourself yearning for something, and when you don't have it, you keep thinking about it and it consumes you and consumes your thoughts, that's addictive mentality. Out of all these cups, I notice this dragon has 4 cups on either side of them and 1 cup that they're looking into. Some of you have already experienced so many times focusing on the wrong thing and then releasing it, and then spirit bringing something new and better into your life, and then a cycle of different cycles of that type of energy. But what this is saying is, despite all of that, what you need to realize amongst it all is that you need to fill your own cup. You need to focus on yourself. You need to heal and work on yourself. You need to ask yourself, how do you feel? What do you think? What do you want? What do you need? For somebody, and this is not going to be for everybody, but I feel like somebody here may be a parent, or some of you may be parents. And of course, it's understandable. You give everything, your time, your energy, you devote to your children or your child. But this is saying you need to take time for yourself. You need to devote a certain time for you. For you. You are still your own person, even though you have kids to take care of. You still deserve to feel good about yourself. You still deserve to pursue what makes you happy, whether you have kids or not. Some of you need to take some time to put yourself first for once. To fill your own cup. Get a babysitter if you need to. Do what you need to do. I heard PTO. Take it. Plan something with it. Do something worthwhile to you with that. If you want to go on a little trip with your family, go ahead. do what you need to do, but I'm saying if you need a spa day, if you need a moment to yourself to relax and do your own thing, and this isn't saying to, this is not workaholic mode, this is not about working, this is not about cleaning, this is not about doing chores and doing things, mundane things. This is about rest. This is about filling your own cup, asking yourself how you feel, listening to the emotions within you, listening to your inner compass. This is about realigning and moving towards what it is that you need. Some of you really do feel chained and bound and angry, upset. But some of you don't realize that, or some of you do realize that you're doing this to yourself. It's just been a struggle to let go, to heal. And that's understandable. If you need help, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You figure out what kind of help that you need and work on that. But in the end, no matter what, you need to help yourself. And that's being brought back to this one cup. You need to help yourself. Above all else, no matter if you go to a counselor, no matter if you go to whoever, whatever, no matter who you talk to or whatever the case is, in the end, it's up to you to do the work, to do the healing, to take the time, to be patient. In the end, you have to want it. But if you only want it for a second, it's not gonna work. Okay. We have the moon. Or see how far you've come. And see that despite your differences, that you are still the same. On the outside may have changed, interest may have changed, but in the end, you are still you. My father was talking to me about something, and he was mentioning, like, you're still you regardless. Be grateful for where you come from. And I know some of you have really dealt with the worst. And it's not saying to be grateful that those things have happened, but to be grateful that you are moved past it. That you have survived through that. This is not time to just survive now, though. It's time to flourish. Some of you are stuck in survival mode, just dealing with the mundane bullshit over and over, stuck in a pattern that you are not fulfilled in, that you feel uncomfortable in, because your soul is trying to call out to you and bring you closer to what it is that you will feel authentically abundant, what will align, what will sustain you, and what's the word? fulfill, what will sustain you and fulfill you. Now I'm seeing this yin yang type of energy here, which again is bringing forward about balance. There's this lack of balance still. Show yourself love, even though it's hard. Forgive yourself and move forward. Stop bashing yourself for shit that you've already done. Just fucking learn from it. There's a lot within that is being held back. The moon can symbolize secrets. It can symbolize the subconscious, the journey within. And the devil card is also sticking out to me, and this is within. This is within a cave or volcano, or whatever the case is. These energies are what I'm seeing, a yin and yang type of energy, but in the red and blue sense. Oh. After saying that out loud, I just felt the energy of red pill, blue pill. I don't remember the matrix, but what I remember is that one of the pills is to stay within the programming, it starts with an M. I don't know why words are eluding me right now. The matrix. One pill is to stay within the matrix and to be ignorant towards the truth and to continue in the mundane cycles. And the other pill is to awaken from the matrix, to see the truth, but you can never go back. So it's like, where are you? You cannot have both. You cannot know and then go back if you don't like it. When you know, you can't go back. When you know, you can only move forward. And when you know, and if you choose not to move forward, it will only hurt you worse. It will only feel worse because you will feel it much more deeply, it will be much more tangibly real to you. Make a decision. You want to awaken, you want to align yourself. I'm seeing Kundalini energy and the chakras aligning. And I'm seeing also the upper and lower chakras, not the main 7, but higher than that and lower than that, also coming into alignment. This journey is not easy, but if you choose it, then run with it. Excuse me. I picked this one. 10 of Wands in reverse. Some of you have chosen to awaken and are seeing the truth of the earth and of the energies around you, and it is overwhelming. It is depressive, anxiety inducing. It is overwhelming. Some of you wish you could go back, but you can't. Some of you struggle with the knowing of what is to come and wanting to go back to pretending like everything is okay. I get it. The Ten of Wands is saying it's gonna be okay. Even when things are not okay, even when things feel like hell, think back on your life and every single worst situation that you have overcome. And look at you now. Stronger, more healed. And if you're not, then that's something you need to work on, is the point here. But if you've already worked on it, more strong, more healed, more aligned, more healthy boundaries, whatever the case is. And this is saying no matter what it is, you're going to get through it. And you're going to be stronger on the other side. But there's no point in burdening yourself with all of the little details that are not going to change. I heard the fire burns deep. And I heard cleansed by fire. Cleansed by fire and cleansed by fire. I'm seeing a phoenix rising. I don't know if I'm seeing something about Asia. Like I'm seeing now like an Asian depiction of a phoenix. Like a Chinese phoenix type of energy. But it doesn't have to be something about China, but it could be. Okay. Oh, the Hanged Dragon. This feels to me like a sleeping phoenix, even though it's upside down. I heard the phoenix that has not yet risen from the ashes. View things from a different perspective. Look higher. Look even higher. And then look even higher. Breathe. There's more than meets the eye, and there's more truth than what is known around you. There's more to be seen, to be felt and experienced. I was hearing the song like Bite the Hand That Feeds, so specifically, will you bite the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? I'm seeing something here about like submission. Will you submit when your freedom is taken? Or will you fight? I'm getting all sorts of messages now in this reading. I'm seeing that it is important to fight. It's like how they say a country divided is easy to take over, but a country united is not. That's not the exact saying, but pretty much that kind of energy. Kind of backtracking a little bit, or quite a bit. From your perspective, you may feel like things are very heavy and burdening. But to some degree, you're able to release some of that anxiety and those fears and those doubts and all of that if you just shift your perspective. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and choose from an oracle deck now. And then I heard look underneath. Queen of Cups. Even though this is a water energy, I'm still getting a phoenix energy right here. We have knowledge underneath. What are you learning? What are you letting go of? What's holding you back? What's distracting you? I'm definitely still getting a lot of Phoenix energy here, even though this is a water energy and not a fire energy. But that's making me think back to this balance, this need for balance. I heard take the top. Inspiration. They're speaking to you. Do you hear them? They show you the way, they guide you. Do you feel it? Do you see it? Do you notice? Face the truth. Follow what inspires you, as long as it does not harm you or another. Let grow and make peace. Look in the eyes. Do not be afraid to look in the eyes. Face the truth. I heard Eye of the Dragon. It's beautiful. Also, by the way, as always, information, disclaimers, and decks are in the description box if you're interested. Destruction, releasing your anger. Wow, that's powerful. We're talking about cleansing by fire, and that's the energy that I'm getting here. I heard sometimes things need to be destroyed to make peace with it. Release your anger. I'm seeing breath work. And I'm not seeing the destruction as a way of like doing stupid shit and like being fucked up. So I'm seeing like destruction in a way of the old self. I saw 51:15. I heard the old self is gone. Now what? I'm seeing like a snake shedding its skin, a reptile shedding its skin, a tarantula molting. I'm seeing this letting go again. It's just a phase. Again. Moving past that phase into a new phase. This constellation is making me think of Sagittarius, because I'm seeing like a bow here. Also, feeling Lucifer's energy from this, by the way. Enlightenment. Let's see. Perspective. We have invention, burning with passion. Burning with passion. Reinvent yourself. Don't be afraid if people are like, oh wow, you've changed, and they haven't. Don't be afraid to go with the flow of what feels right to you. To reinvent yourself is not a bad thing. People might think like, oh well, they lost who they are, or they're not the same person. And so the fuck what? If somebody is happier and more genuinely within their authentic truth and the nature of their soul, what the fuck does it matter? Isn't that something that people should be wanting of each other? Not to be stuck and confined to these expectations of society, that you have to be the same person you were just because people knew you for what you were. Well, people can get the fuck to know you as who you are now, and if they don't like it, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's not. Reinventing yourself if you need to, if you feel it. If one day you wake up and you feel like, you know what, I just don't feel aligned anymore, then dig deep. Search, what is it that will make you feel aligned? What is it that's missing? And sometimes it's not so much about making a dramatic change. Sometimes it's just a little change or a perception shift or something else. But you'll never know if you don't even try to face it. I saw 55:11. We have challenge, standing up for your rights. This is bringing forward about what we were talking about earlier, as are you going to fight for your freedom? Stand for your rights. Because when things go south and people are trying to take your freedom and your rights away from you, don't bow down. Don't submit. Fight. Fight for the cause that is just. That's an energy that I'm getting here. Space. I heard there's more than meets the eye, and there's a lot at play here. There's a lot of energy, a lot of people, places, things, energies that are at play here. I heard this is war. This is making me think of some readings that I've done. I think one was called something along the lines of "Don't be afraid but prepare" or something like that, and a reiteration. Transformation. Defining yourself. You define who you are. Stand in your power. Stand in your truth. Transform and transcend. And don't be afraid to transform. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to move forward and try something new and do something different. Don't be afraid to respectfully look yourself in the eyes and feel deep within your soul the truth of what you have been neglecting or choosing not to face. This time has been shaking up the foundation to make people transform and look within and see the truth of what is around them and what is false. These are things that have been coming up in readings before, and not only mine, but in other people's readings too, or just in different types of energies. Choice. Understanding consequences. Choice. Understanding consequences. Cause and effect. Many people have made many choices that now we will be reaping what has been sown. The consequences for our actions are now going to be amongst us. This energy in this reading really turned, but I get it. I heard hot-headed and hot-tempered. Underneath we have legacy, persistence. Persist. Believe. Continue. Don't give up. Don't give up. I almost choked a little bit. Check this out. It says, freedom, breaking the chains And we were talking about chains. We were talking about that bound type of energy. And we're talking about fighting for your freedom. The legacy of what will continue is this fight for this freedom, is the breaking of chains, is the speaking of truths, the seeing of truth, the seeing with true eyes that really see. Perception. Wisdom, asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask your guides for guidance. Don't be afraid to ask to be shown the way. Underneath resources. Gather your resources. Pay attention to resources. And don't be afraid to utilize the resources around you. And what I'm seeing with this is use what you have when you need to. Use what you can if you need to. So for example, I'm seeing something like a slingshot, right? Okay, this is a little off topic, but not necessarily in what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing someone who doesn't have bullets and doesn't have anything to shoot, but there's rocks and they have a slingshot. That is using your resources. That is using what you have around you to sustain and protect yourself. Resources are within you and outside of you. Find your inner resources. Find your outer resources. Okay. Let's see what other energy needs to come through. Revelation. You are coming to the truth and the knowledge of what really is, and not just what is being shown to you. Temple of the Sun. This is bringing back into awareness of the Sun card. Sorry, my legs are kind of falling asleep. This is to me Sun card energy. Remembering that you have the sun within you as well. Thinking about that phoenix, that fire. Learn to appreciate what you have while you have it. And if it's gone, and if it is gone, or if it leaves you, or if you leave it, learn to be happy even without it. Because it did not make you, it did not define you. It is not you. You are you. With or without what is around you. You are your soul, and your soul still is and always will be. You are uniquely and beautifully you. You are uniquely and beautifully you. And you need to know that. And you need to believe it. We have Earth Chalice. The earth is changing, elevating, transforming. I heard new earth. And this is Yeah, when we were talking about all this freedom and all that stuff, when the reading started to turn a little, that was the energy that we're feeling. And there's a lot of people coming to the same consensus, and I don't think it's just hearsay. For some people it might be, but others are genuinely seeing and feeling what is to come. Initiation. This evolution is the initiation to this new world, into this new energy. Cleansed by fire is the initiation I'm feeling. And again, I'm not talking about literally, but take it as you may. Excuse me. You have been initiated, and you can't go back. Once you know, you can't unknow. That's not how it works. But what you can do is stand in your power with that knowledge that you have gained. Not allow it to burden you and weaken you, because that's what they want. Companions, know that you are not alone. You are not alone. Even when things feel lonely, your perception and what you're seeing is the loneliness, but the truth is your guides and people that love you, energies that love you, surround you. Self-worth. A lot of this has to come from within. A lot of this is making people face themselves. Think about when COVID happened. People had to be secluded and they had to face themselves. Some people would still distract themselves, but part of the blessing of that, we can say, if we're looking on the bright side of things, is that if you took the time to really go within and really focus on yourself and your healing and work on you, then that's good. That was necessary. Not everyone did. And not everyone does. Water chalice. The emotions that you feel. You need to work through it. You need to continue forward. Whoa, okay. This one, independence. We were talking about codependency earlier.